Welcome back, guys. The second video here. Last one was the mate in one, and I think this was a bit too easy, but I think good practice, good exercise, and good introduction. And I want to go through all of the motives and tactical themes, and hopefully be Grandmaster one day. Very optimistic, but you never know. But instead of aimlessly playing the game, I don't have any opening repertoire. I don't have any real practice recently. I want to refresh my knowledge and skill on the basic things and get to a rating of like, I don't know yet, maybe 2500 in all of those. I realized last time for the checkmate that's like a whole category. Where was it? Strength. Hmm, not sure. But yeah, we'll simply go through all of them. We can go by openings. This will be the topic later once I've refined and worked out some kind of opening repertoire. But I think today will be simply the mate 2. Let's go for like 20 minutes. Let's see if we can get all the mates right and black to move. I mean, this will be a bit more difficult already. Let's go for the most obvious moves. It's like the rook goes to d2. If the king goes to e1, then this is checkmate. If the king goes to f3 and we move the rook here, then this is also checkmate. Yes, and feel free to pause the video anytime and try to figure out the checkmates or the puzzles for yourself. And or don't pause and try to simply be faster than me. That's also fine. And you can see, you don't see it, but this is already plus 4 points. We started at a rating of 2000. And let's go into the next one. Okay, we need some kind of check, but there isn't any. So maybe a preparation move, for example, to cut off this diagonal would be bishop to d3. Then those are all blocked and there is no defense for black for rook to e2 in the next move, I think. Yes. Again, plus 4. Oopsie, let's just move the camera like this so you can see the full board. Okay, this looks like rook f5. Then there's only king g6. And if we go queen h7 after, everything is covered, right? Yes, plus 3. Okay, here I see queen to h5. Then the king has to move to f4. We don't have this check. We don't have this check because the king can escape to e4. So that's not the move. If we play f5 instead, the king also has to go here. But then we don't really have any... we do have a check here. But the king can escape to f3. Oh. Okay, still this feels like the best one, h5. King to f4. Uh-oh. Am I not seeing something right now? Okay, queen h5. King f4. I don't have any check here. This is not checkmate. This is... this is checkmate. Of course. I didn't see it. I was so focused on the squares which are protected by the pawn. Okay, next one. Okay, I think this should be the king has to take, and we give back rank. Checkmate, yes. Okay, what kind of checks do we have? If we go queen h8, the king has to go here, next move bishop h5, and he doesn't have this because of the bishop. Yeah, this looks good to me. Yes, all of those give me plus 4 points. So let's not make any mistakes, because this, I think, will cost us a lot of points. Okay, so black to move. I think we simply have to... No. We have to get the rook away from this rook. So if we go rook to g1, no matter what white does, he can't give a check. Yeah, this should be the move. Yes, plus 2 points only. Okay, this looks like we can take with a check, the most forcing move. He has to either block, which is checkmate, or take back, which is also checkmate. Okay, this looks like g4. He can't go here, so he has to actually go to king h4. And we have this move. He can take the pawn. Yeah, this is the wrong move, and we got minus 21. Why is it the wrong move? Ah, because the queen can block. Too impatient, too impatient, too impatient. We have to take here. I simply ignored the fact that there are two queens. And even if there would be only one, he can block it. Ah, I just told you to not make any mistakes, and it's exactly what happened. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, let's continue. Okay, okay, okay. We have a check. The king has to go to e7. Then this check, and the king can't go here. The queen is covering this and this. Maybe we double check before we make the same mistake in the second move. We go knight here. This is covered. It's a check. The king can't go here. Knight can't be taken. Yeah. Okay. 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 This time we will take care. We can give a check. The king has to move here, and this is checkmate because, yeah, queen can't be taken. The king can't move. Or do you also know the feeling sometimes in games you calculate something, or you have like two lines, and you calculate something you want to play, and then you don't play it. It's like you misclick on the real board. You suddenly play like the other move because you are still somehow I don't know how to call it. It happened to me sometimes in the past. And yeah, it's like the same with puzzles, you're so focused on one thing and you completely ignore like the queen or the rook or something like that. Okay, we have two checks here. This, but then, it's checkmate. We have this, and the king cannot go here. So yeah, it has to be this. We also have this one, but then the king can take. Checkmate, right? Yeah. Okay, only plus 2 points. We have to make up for our lost points. Oh, I hate those. I hate those with like the king in the center and so much happening. So if we give this check, no, then he can escape, right? Yeah. But if we go here and cut off this escape, and then play king d4 and then rook d4 in the next move. Yeah. Okay. So this should be taken by the queen or rook? No, 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 not the queen because the rook can block. But then we have this move. But if we take with the rook, then he can block. And yeah, the queen covers, so it has to be the queen, right? And we take here. Okay. Yeah, this looks like some knight g3 check he has to take because this is covered by our queen. Then this is open and we give checkmate on h8. Yes. Okay. King to f5. King to f5. Yeah, those are the positions I don't like. The queen. Those are the positions I'm not good at. Queen h3. Because there's so many options. Queen h3. The king can go here. And we don't have any checkmate. Do we? No. Queen to h5. Same story. Do we have a checkmate? No. The king can escape to a3. One example, maybe there's more ways for him to escape. If we give this check, he can't go here, he can't go here, but he could go to g6 and take our rook. If we go queen h7, then he's not checkmate into. Yeah. Queen h3. No, this doesn't work. Does it? No. Now would be usually the time where I simply play a move because I'm impatient, but queen to h7. If he plays this one, nah. Or maybe is it some kind of like waiting move? Like, no, this is not possible because the queen can take. Something like queen h4 because black doesn't have a check even if he promotes. I mean, he does have a check. He could sacrifice the queen, so it's not mate in two anymore. So it has to be a check, probably from our side. But which one? Rook f7? He can't go here, he can't go here, but he can attack the rook, and then what? Then the only way to defend our rook and give a check is queen to h7, but that's not checkmate. I feel like this queen h5. Because then we cut off this. He only has this or this move. How do we checkmate? If he goes to f6, queen f7 is not checkmate. Here, Zag, queen g5 is checkmate because this is covered by the pawn. And if he goes to f4 after h5, then what? Then rook to g4 and he can escape. Like this. Huh, not convinced. Oh guys, queen h5. I don't see it. I don't see it. King to f4. Oh my god, queen to g5. Because then we simply take away this. Yeah. Aye, this took longer than it should, I think. But see, that's the point. I see those people, they play blitz games. I don't see the fun in that. If I know exactly, I don't even, let's say, not master, but I don't even have like good knowledge of the basics. I don't see mate in two like that. So for me to improve in chess, this would be simply, in my opinion, a waste of time. Of course, you need some, yeah, playing experience, but I think it's much more valuable to get the basics done first. Like really repeat, repeat, repeat. Hold yourself accountable every day. Because I follow streamers, I follow like some creators, some people on YouTube, and so many games are still decided by basically blundering a piece. And yeah, that's where I want to try a slightly different approach and play less, and of course not any blitz games, analyze more, and do way more preparing. Okay, queen f4. Only move is king. Yes. All right, rook to g8. If we go queen h6, the only move is, yeah, and then checkmate on h7, right? Yes. Okay. We have a discovered check here. If we play rook to f2, double check, the king has to move. He can't, and we block the queen from defending, so this has to be simply. So here I think about, but then the queen can simply take and it's not mate in 2 anymore. If we go here, then the rook can block, but then we give checkmate. But the bishop can also block, so that's not mate in 2 anymore. So how do we do this? Then we have to go rook a8, the king goes to c7, and we can go queen d6. I very struggle with visualizing those kind of checkmates, uh, where it's like the king, for example, on c7 and the queen on d6, like those diagonal yeah, setups. And I'm not sure why. Oh, okay, that's very cramped position here. But if we check, he has to take, then we can go here and it's checkmate. Okay, same thing. We give a double check, but which one? Now this he can simply take. So it has to be this one, which he can also take. Oh, but then it's checkmate, because this is covered by the bishop. And if he goes to h3, checkmate on g4. If he goes to nowhere else, he can't go anywhere else. Okay, nice. So this is a check, the pawn can take, the king has to go to g1, and then we can checkmate on g2. Yes. Okay, the king attacks our knight on g6. If we give this check, I think queen h7, because we have to protect the knight, I think. Then king to, but how do I checkmate here? I don't, because the king can escape. It has to be something more forcing. The most forcing move is f8, then the king. Oh, can also go here. Oi, oi. What if we play this? It can be taken, and how do I checkmate in the next move? I don't. It has to be queen h7, right? But then he can technically, if he goes to e8, we don't have the checkmate because of the rook. If he goes to e6 even, we also don't have any, or we do. Okay, this one is checkmate. What if he goes to e8? We go queen h7. What am I missing? I'm missing g8 because he can't. Yeah. Okay, if he goes to e8, then g8 is checkmate because the knight covers e7, the queen covers f7, and the bishop blocks his own king. Nice. Okay, knight f4 is played. Knight f4 is played. Most forcing move. Check. The king has to move, and then this one because f6 is covered by the pawn, and this h6 is yes. Nice. Okay, we can take on h6. The king has to retreat to g8. Whoopsie. Okay, this is queen to h6. The king has to retreat to g8. Knight f6, and yep. Okay, we lose our queen. If we give a check, he can escape to f1 only, and we can give a checkmate here. Okay, check, he has to block, and this is... Okay, nice. So this is check, he only has this move. But we can't give him access to the G file. So it has to be this, and after king G4, H4, sorry, we played this, yes. Okay, this is like discovered, something discovered. um, okay, if we go here, then bishop can take, so we have to go to B6. If the pawn, this C pawn can take, and if this pawn takes, we give a checkmate. Or do we? Yes, we do. Okay, queen to f1 is covered by our bishop. Then he has e3, and then queen to f3, and yes, this has to be the move. Nice. Okay, we can take on d7, but then this can be blocked. All right, king to f7. If we give check on d7, okay, any rook move can be blocked, which is not made into anymore. So any queen move, I mean, I don't know, we have e6. I don't see the most obvious one. So then only f8 is possible, and I can play queen to e8. Can I? I can. Yes. Okay, my turn. Rook to e5 looks like, I mean, it's the first check I can see, but then we take away our own bishop's diagonal. So I think it's more likely to have another piece involved. Bishop f3, then we cover this, the king can only go to d4, which can be checkmated by the bishop, e5, and the pawn covers c4, and rook covers e3. I hope. Yes. Okay, again double check, but we can't allow him to go here, I think. So I guess bishop h4, but then he can go here. Okay, one more time. d4. Ah, okay. Okay. We want him to go to away from the center. Ah, but he can also go here. Ah, but then we also have the checkmate because of our pawn. If we have checkmate here, and the king can't move to any square. Yeah, let's play this first. Okay, in this example, the king goes to g3, and we have checkmate how here? Because this is covered by our bishop, and this is our rook. Nice. Oh. Okay, king h3. If we move the pawn, the king has to go to h4. Then he can take the pawn by queen h1. Okay, so that's not the move. If we go queen to h1 now, he can go to g4. Also not checkmate. So we probably need the bishop, and then the knight can go to g5, which is right now covered by the queen. Okay, bishop e6. The king can't move. Only thing that can happen is being blocked by the bishop. We take again, and it's checkmate, being taken by the queen. Knight g5, and it's also checkmate. Yes. Oh, I don't like those pawn thingies. King to g5. Okay, h4 looks like the first move I can see, but I think we need the rook to cover this one first. But then you can go to h6. So the rook can't go here, then it's now next move, there's no checkmate. So how is it possible? Ah, we have to use the king, I think, to cut off this. Because this has to be protected by the rook. So it has to be this. Yes. And now checkmate, how? I think any move works, right? h4. Does it really matter? I think not. So the queen covers this escape. At the same time, okay, if we sacrifice the rook, the king has to take, and this is not checkmate, but this is. Okay. Okay, we gained 77 points. Might take a while until 2500 like this, but I think the different checkmates will give us more points, so we keep practicing, keep practicing. We cannot give this checkmate. We can't allow him to go to g7, so I think it has to be, but this can be taken by the rook. So it has to be g5 further up first, so the king has to go to h5, and then we can take with the rook, protect our knight. So that's exactly the moment where I don't even know what the first move was, I just mentioned. Yeah, g5. Okay. What if we take here? The pawn has to take. We can give check on a6. And this is covered, and this is covered by the rook. This looks fine. So king g4. King g4. This rook cannot move because we have to cover the third rank. If we play f5, he can't go here, he can't go there, he only has h5. How do we checkmate? By playing knight f4, right? Because this is then covered by the pawn, this is covered by the knight too. Yes. Okay, we're trying to get to 2100 in this session. Let's go, 15 points. 15 points. Okay, if we go here, the knight can take, so that's not good. If we take here, the knight can block, that's checkmate. The knight can take, that's also checkmate. Yes. Okay, +2. 13 more points. 13 more points. Okay. We can give this check. Then there is King to g4, f5, but he can take. So what if we give this check first? Then there are two moves. The king can take on g5, but then I don't have any checkmate, do I? No. He can always escape to g4. Oh, so this is not a move. This is a move. If he goes to g4, we can checkmate with the knight. Yes. Oh no, he didn't go to g4. F6. Is this checkmate? Yeah. Yeah. Yes, +2. Alright, so if we give this check, the king has to move here, and we have checkmate how? We have checkmate how? How do we have checkmate? Ah, on e6, because the knight cannot take because of the pin. So let's think. Check here. The king has to move. The queen can go to e6. The knight cannot take. Nothing can block. Yes. Okay, 7 more points are needed. Yeah, oi, oi. How do we checkmate? Okay, wait a second. If we go to h8, the only move is either g7, which is checkmate how? It's not. So I think it's e7, then the only move is g6, and then the rook here, and this is covered, this is covered. Okay, so let's focus and not make the wrong move. It's this one, and then g8, yes. Okay. Okay, I think we have to, this doesn't work. This also doesn't work. But if we go here first, the king cannot take, the queen has to take, and this is checkmate +1. We need 3 more points. 3 more points. The pressure is real. If we go here, that's a check which cannot be blocked. The bishop cannot be taken. So the rook cannot block. So the king has to move to h1 and we can take. And we block the queen. Yes. Okay, 2099. 1 more point needed. Deciding puzzle. Okay, we have rook to e3. King goes to c4. We can take. The rook is blocking his escape. This is covered by the pawn. This is covered by the pawn. The pawn is protected by our rook. Okay, let's do it. Yes, +1. 2100. All right, more than half an hour. But slowly my brain is starting to hurt a tiny bit. They're also fairly simple, but I think it's simply needed. Yeah, if my brain is hurting at those, then imagine in the real game. All right, guys. I hope you had fun solving those puzzles. Stay tuned for more chess. Follow me on my progress and enjoy your day.